Hi darlings, this is Christina, and today I am finally able to review the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Holiday Palette. This is actually in the medium eye, so it's the medium 2 palette, but I customized it in the beautiful lotus print. So if you're interested, just keep watching and let's get into it. So I am totally late to this Hourglass palette party. Yeah. I was able to purchase it a few weeks ago. It came in right before my sister's bachelorette party in Palm Springs. So I was able to take it with me there, but I haven't been able to film anything since. I'm being more comfortable with the idea that I'm not always going to get these to you guys first. I won't even sometimes get to you 10th, but I will eventually get to the good stuff eventually. This has already been demoed, previewed by all the luxury beauty content creators. So what I'm going to show you is nothing new. I'm just showing it to you on me and giving you my takes and feelings on it. I have to say already, since I've tried it, this is my favorite holiday release palette, and I only have two. I have this one and the other, which I'll swatch. I'm sure you've already seen them from other people, but I really like this palette, and I've used it so much since I've purchased it. So on my skin tone, which I would call myself a true medium, I will swatch them here. So powder, highlighter, and this is the top pink shadow or cheek color. Okay, we have a finishing powder, a bronzer, highlighter, and 3 blushes. I'm not gonna lie, this desert, what is this called? Oasis Glow really tempted me with this palette because I love like a neutral blush, and it's really hard to find, so I will tell you more about that. So we have the bottom bronzer, so we have blush, bronzer, coral, pink fusion, gold strobe, and the finishing powder. Now what's different about this finishing powder versus the one which is also the medium palette prior is that it isn't shimmery. This one's a true like matted, which I actually really appreciate because sometimes even though I loved that one, I feel like this is definitely more everyday friendly. So from what I understand, Hourglass did all new blushes with all their palettes, which, like I said, this is my second year doing these Hourglass powders, but I really like the finishing powder. So why don't I zoom you guys in and let's start playing with it. Okay, so the first thing we'll play with is this bronzer color. I really actually like this. It's very neutral on my skin tone. It's got a hint of warmth, but you know, I was debating getting the Dior contour palette. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I was thinking about it until I got this palette. And then I was like, you know what? I think this is going to give me what I need. And so I'm still not going to get that contour palette. Because look at that. Like how pretty that is. That is a very beautiful, like neutral bronzer. The other one, I'll show you swatch comparisons, but the other one I feel like was a little bit deeper in tone. This is lighter. So I feel like this can work as like a nice bronzer contour shade. I'm gonna put it on this side as well. Yeah, darling, so it's been a crazy few weeks. Beautiful week. You know, my sister's getting married soon, and so we did our Palm Springs getaway. We rented a beautiful Airbnb. I'll show you some clips here. We only had like a day and one night just due to the whole bridal party couldn't get together for the duration of 2 days, but we enjoyed the time we had. We had such a good time. It was my sister, my cousin Maya, my sister's 2 best friends, Janice and Nisha, and they are so cute, like little sisters to me. So yeah, we had a blast. We really did. We went to a escape room, and that was fun. And then we went to dinner, and then we just relaxed and had drinks, and we had fun in the pool for the rest of the night because it was still pretty warm out there. And we just enjoyed each other's company. It really was such a fun girls trip. On the flip side, not to make this a sad video, but at my work, we lost a very, very wonderful person very suddenly. It's very hard. Don't want to talk about it too much because it makes me emotional, but got the news that our beloved Jorge had passed away, and that really took a whole turn of events. So for the past few weeks, like, I just haven't been in the mood to edit or film. I just like switched gears because the memorial was actually on that Friday before I left on Saturday. So I put a little picture of him here, but he was just an amazing person, and the outcome was amazing. And it doesn't surprise me. He was such a beautiful soul. He touched every patient, every doctor, every optician, every service rep, our whole department. Just like, we all loved him, and it was hard because these are the kind of people that make life better, right? And you're always like, why always the good ones, right? Anyway, I say that to say it's been an interesting week, and I hate to put something so sad in this video, but I'm just being real with what's been going on in the last few weeks. It's been bittersweet, as life tends to be. So on to the makeup. What we're gonna do now, I want to show you something, because this here Oasis color is almost like beige eclatant, but it's a little more shimmery. Now, I love shimmer, but here's how I like to use this color. And I'm going to show you first on the tips. I like to add this to other blushes, especially blushes that are a little more matted. This is so pretty because do you see how it just gives your skin this beautiful glow? It is so pretty. Yes, you do see visible shimmers, but as opposed to beige eclatant, I feel like this is a little more brilliant. It's a little deeper in color. Now, because of the shimmers, you will see a little texture. So I would say stay away from the areas that have a lot of texture with this shade. But I like to put it like right around here and on my nose. Oh my gosh, I've been loving this. And it really is, it is so pretty with these other colors. So I used one side of the brush. I'm going to use a different side of the brush to go with coral, this coral color, which is really pretty. Now, I was a little bit hesitant about this palette initially because it looks so similar to the palette I had prior to, especially these two colors here. I feel like they're very similar to the other palette from last year, but it's not. It actually isn't. And these are still pretty pigmented, but they definitely hold their own. That's such a pretty color. And that rose gold highlight, amazing. So let me now show you that beautiful rose gold highlighter. I'm gonna take the Nikki LaRose N14 brush. I've been using this for so many other things since I've been loving the Westman Atelier concealer, and I don't need to set my under eyes, guys. It's so intense and beautiful. So I've been using this as a highlighter brush. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my god, I love this highlighter. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. So this is the three colors, the beautiful, well actually four, the bronzer, the Oasis, the Desert Oasis, and the coral color. And then what I'll do, if you want to just, you know, kind of blend this all together, I'm going to take that beautiful setting powder and we're just going to buff it all in together. I'm just going to do the whole side of my face. But guys, I can already tell you, this is like my favorite like Hourglass palette. When we went to Palm Springs, I pretty much took this with me. And I'm not going to say this is the only thing I used, but I used a good deal of this for the first day we were there. Look how gorgeous this is. It just looks so pretty. This is what Hourglass does so well, you know? Look at that. It doesn't disrupt, it just toned everything down. Because you know your girl loves some blush, but I have been learning how to keep her more calm. I'm going to take Oasis Glow. Use that here. I'm going to use that on the front of my cheeks again. That beautiful glow. Beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, I have more texture in this area here, so I'm not going to take it up there. But this, I'll keep it right there. Perfect. Take a Shikohodo brush. I'm going to use for Pink Fusion color. Beautiful. Especially when it melds with that rose gold or that Oasis color. It looks so pretty. Kind of reminds me of the Chanel Le Beige rose gold color, that pink color that I have finally broke, guys. It's gone. I broke it. It was in the drawer. I was trying to be good. It broke into pieces. I can't tell you if I'm going to repurchase one, because if I've already broke one palette, and it was in the drawer. I don't know that I can trust myself with these oversized palettes. So yeah, I don't know. If this does it for me, if I can get the same color effect, I'm just gonna rock this. I can't even show you like a swatch of the two because it's broken. So there's that. But isn't that pretty? Very pretty. And now let's do highlighter. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Gonna be beaming, guys, beaming. Oh, do you see that? Like a glass of water. Look how it just radiates. That's so pretty. Look, from every angle. I've been wearing this palette so much. I pretty much wear it like, I use something from this palette probably like every day. I have been loving it, like seriously loving it. More than I love the other one for sure. Put that down there. Let's put a little Cupid's bow. And guys, you know I'm already wearing makeup. That will already be linked in the description. Everything I always wear is always in the description box if you're ever interested. So now let's take that same setting powder and let's do the same thing. I'm gonna buff and set. I feel like pink is definitely lighter, but also I did totally like use the Bubble Shikohodo brush versus the Chanel synthetic brush. So just know this does dispense less product. It's a more natural finish. So I don't know that that was fair to say that that was going to be brighter. But as you can see, even here, it's brighter. Coral versus the Pink Fusion. So I think it's very accurate to what that's like going to look like. It's just a brighter color. So yeah, just set a little more. I get all the spots that really where my oils start to shine through, which is definitely in the middle of my face. I don't mind everything else to be glowy, just not the middle. Okay, darlings, this is it. This is with the coral blush and with the pink blush. Obviously, I have all the products on. I have the bronzer and everything else. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna get my other palette and I'm just gonna swatch it alongside so you can see like the difference in tones. I'll kind of compare it like this. Okay, BRB. Here's Ambient Light Palette. I also customized this one. This is the medium and I like the jellyfish, so that's the one. I like to customize them. Rarely is the medium artwork the one I want, so I like to wait and customize them. But these are the two. So you can see they looked very similar, but definitely not the same. Three blushes, so similar, same. A highlighter and finishing powder, which you see I used all of it pretty much. I purchased a separate whole powder of this one because I loved it so well. But like I said, totally different, okay? So let me just swatch this one to show you. Okay, so I tried to put them side by side. So the powder in the newest collection versus the powder in the older one, I do think the powder in the last year is closer to my skin tone versus the powder in this one, but it still works. That color, do you see it here, is like almost a match for match, where this one is definitely wider in tone. Okay, this is the highlighter from last year, so it's that, you know, gold color, which was very pretty, and this is rose gold. For whatever reason though, I really like the rose gold versus the gold. For some reason it's just a little more complimentary. This is the blush from last year. I'm just comparing it to the pinky color. Definitely brighter in tone, and I think that's why I didn't wear them as much. They were just so pigmented. I wanted something a little more toned down, so you definitely get it with this one. This is the other coralish color from the last year versus our new one, and ours is a little more bright this time. This one's a little more muted, and to be honest, these two almost look too close together on the skin, where this new one you can actually see the difference between the two. Then we have the bronzer from last year, which I told you was deeper, and this one is definitely more of a neutral brown. I know it doesn't even look like a bronzer, but and I know you can barely see it, but that is the bronzer there. So you see how it's like a cooler neutral tone versus the warm bronzer, but it works. You saw how it looked on my skin. It looked really good. And then we have the Oasis Glow, which obviously is very different from the very coppery color on the cheeks, which I think would fare better with darker skin tones actually versus medium. And then the Oasis Glow, which you can see is very light, but it does have a nice little sheen, little shift to it. One thing I will say is I do wish this color was maybe a little warmer, but I can still use it. Like, it still works for me. But, you know, I already have my backup of the Radiant Light for the other, and this one is soft light. So I already have a large size of Radiant Light if I want to use it, so I'm not upset about having another option at all. But if you are like my skin tone, you saw that that one actually matched better, but it does have like visible glitter particles. Everything else I absolutely love, and it's so funny because I didn't think I was gonna like this palette as much as I do, but I actually really love it, and I find I get a lot of use out of it. I'll probably hit pan on many of the things in this palette just because it truly is such an everyday wearable palette. No, I haven't taken out the sticker, so you see that. I just don't want to ruin it yet, so I kept that on there. Such a nice palette. My final thoughts, I love it. I really do. I think because of the tones, I think if you're light, I think you could make it work. And I know a lot of people have already done reviews, so you're going to see a lot of medium to deeper skin tones perhaps using this palette. I do think I saw someone, oh yes, Melissa, so sweet. She's so sweet. I really enjoy her channel. She's also a newer YouTuber who, you know, if you like luxury beauty, if you are deeper in tone than me, she's a great reference. And she did use the Hourglass palette. I believe she did use the number 3 though, because that was more catered to deeper skin tone. So she gave a beautiful review about it, just in case you want another reference. But anywho, I say it all to say I do love this palette. I don't think this one will work as well on deeper skin tones. I mean, you can make it work, but I do think this works better with medium to medium light skin tones just because of these tones. And you see how everything kind of looked on me. You can make it work, but I think I was very tempted between that one, but the colors were so rich. I would say this is beautiful. If you're still able to get your hands on this, which you probably are, I would. I love this, and I love the artwork. Look at this. Look at the blue, this beautiful like periwinkle blue with the pink flowers. I love a vibe. I love good packaging. I love pretty artwork. Like, this is what you pay for when you purchase luxury. So yeah, let me know, did you guys pick up any? I know it's been out for a while, so let me know. Did you like the palette? Were you interested in these palettes? What are your takes on this? And darlings, I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I will catch you in the next one.